The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Thursday, the 20th of November. Very important. We're looking at this E-mini that spiraled up to an all-time, to a major high of 67990. I shouldn't say major high. At least the high of the day. In a peak F in the 1-minute chart, a leg F in the 5-minute chart, and a leg D. This is the moment that it could be pulling back, and that's at the 10:20 time frame you're going to see. That's in another 14 minutes. We're going to see whether or not this is a one-off, a really important bounce that was necessary because the market was extremely oversold, triggered by NVIDIA. Let's just see where NVIDIA is. But most importantly, look, it went right through an automated, it's not even there anymore. 60, it was right there, 67.75 support. It's gone right through that. 67.58 is the 200-period exponential moving average. If it gets there, what happens next is going to be very important. Now I can go through my preamble. Let's do that. Oh, what a pity. I was just about to shorten. I thought, I got the show. Got to be careful. But just as a 1-minute chart looking at it. All right, there we go. So the Dow, let me go back to this where we were just a couple of days ago. When I was interviewed by Tommy on Tuesday, I'd said, this is a technique that I've used for a very long time, and I formalized it. I had one little change by not calling it the Chapman Wave Dark News Cloud Cover. I tried to call it the Dark News Index or Cloud Index, but I really can't do that. I don't have visual. I don't have enough data statistics to be able to call it a particular index. I have things that in the back of my mind are very pertinent, and I'm always watching them very closely. But I decided to go back to what I call it the Chapman Wave Dark News Cloud Cover Chart. And within that context, I always like to have the titles of my tools, the technical tools I've developed, as explanatory. So what it does, I've used the Dow chart for that, and what it does is gives internal highs and residual highs. An internal high can occur, it's like an earthquake, and then after that you get the aftershock, and that aftershock can be very mild, it could be the same, it could be much worse. Within that kind of, I didn't post that. Let me just do this here. I meant to post that earlier. Here we go, just to answer a question that came in. I did. There you are. Sorry, I had that all typed up quite a number of minutes ago, and that was for a question if I could look at certain stocks, and I'll do that in a moment. That'll be Cipher, C-I-F-R, and so I just typed that in. All right, here we go back. So the price went, so internal high was back at 48,040, I think it was, on the 29th of October. We pulled back. The 9-period moving average held green, very nice. It then ran to an all-time high on the 12th of November at 48,431. And then what it did is it came down, and as it went pink, the 9-period moving average went pink, it took out this up channel. And I said, okay, I'm thinking here that there's a real good chance that this could become an internal low. You can't see it, but there's a yellow bar there. I always meant to ask my friend Herb Bruin, who did all this notations for me, not the Chapman Wave notation ABCD, but the different techniques, and the 9-period moving average crossing green and then crossing pink when it's negative, green when it's positive. I always meant to say, what is that yellow bar? And I did ask him once, and I can't remember what his answer was. Passed away, and I'll never know. So this, I think, is an internal low. There could be an arch that comes in place, and maybe next week, I don't know when, but the last one went to an internal low on the 10th of October, still with the green 9-period moving average, and that was at 45,470. well, 45,452, and then ran up for a couple of days and then turned pink just for 2 days. And that gave a residual low. Well, if that's the case, and because of the strength of everything that we're looking at in terms of this bounce, maybe what we've done is raise the base of support. And once again, we're going to make a higher low, or we make a lower low. But whatever it is, once in a while, look right here, internal low. There was an internal low way up there back in March. That was in the 41,000s, but it took the 36,611 to make that residual low. So as I see it right now, what we're looking at, there is a chance that that was the low yesterday, but I have to also talk about other things. I don't want to waste time now by talking about this as the earthquake and we're waiting for the aftershock. Maybe this is just a one-off and we've made the internal low and we're going to spiral higher. The way I'm reading the market, I don't think so. I think that this is going to be an H pattern. We went right to the 9-period moving average of 46,000, what did it say, 826. We actually went to 46,823 as a high so far today, pulling back a little bit. Now, this is the funny thing. I don't know if it's funny, but for 4 sessions, I've had a short position in the for my subscribers, only if it hits a certain position. Going to the SDOW, the short, the 3 times short the Dow. I also have a 3 times short for the Russell. And what's today? Today is Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we missed it by a fraction. I think might be even more days. On Friday, we missed it on Thursday, missed it on yesterday. And today, we would have got, let me just check here, at least one of them. But I said, hold off. Now, that could be wrong. I'm going to go here, right? I said hold off because we don't know how much strength and how much velocity will be created by this move up. So, yes, we would have got both of them. And now both of them are now higher than they were. That's not the issue. The issue is when you see stocks like a General Electric moving up very sharply, still within a trading band, although it did break it by a fraction yesterday, 3 days ago, doing so well. If you see a stock, and now I can cover what we were asked about before, and that was Cipher, which is SIFR, and that is, for some reason, I think you've mentioned this before, Duncan, and I forgot that it is in the Cipher mining, but it's the AI mining. All right, so what we're looking at is Cipher mining made a high just in the 25s at a peak D. And I remember typing in the G/C, and I said, remember G/C often goes to a D. Well, it went to the D at 25.52 on the 5th of November, and it did take 25. So it goes from 25 to 13.55. I mean, that is, I mean, we're talking about a 50% decline, right? And now it's having a bit of a bounce. This bit of a bounce is still with very negative. Look, the flat stochastic, the on-balance volume turned up. The MACD is still very weak. The 9-period moving average is under the 14-period moving average. I can see a bit of a bounce. I'll continue this in a moment. But look at the difference between the other one you asked about, the one that we have, Iran, which is doing much better. It went from 76 down to 45, also a big pullback. But it's holding a lot better. I'll be back in a moment.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So let me just go back to this for a moment. I want you to see. I think that's good. So within the context of, look, so this is Iran. This is in the Iran Limited Ordinary Shares, Iris Energy formerly, Next Generation Data Centers, Renewable Energy, GPUs. This is a nice rally. But the stochastic still flat at 10%. The histogram is improving, but look at that MACD, that distance between the green 9-period differential and the pink, the red 26-period exponential moving average is very wide. And look at the relative strength. It is turning up almost reluctantly. So I think this is a work in progress, right? So I said to my subscribers, hold off. I will let you know if we're going to do any shorting, because there's a chance that if I was anticipating from this move here, and we'll go to this chart right here. We'll go to the Dow. Oh, you asked about Cypher. Let me just finish that. So Cypher, you can see, is a little bit different. In the Eiffel Tower, straight up, straight down, it took out decisively that left side low. And I just think it's going to take a little time, maybe a week or two. It just needs to build something. Now, if it doesn't take out the low within the next week, that's today's Thursday. So then it's Thanksgiving next Thursday. Let's go to, what is Monday a week? Monday, 2 weeks is a 1 day a week. Monday, so 24th. Is going 24th. Oh, that's interesting. So we're actually in December on the 1st. Oh, we finished the month at the end of the month. Oh, I love that. So let's just say it doesn't take out the 13.55 low that was made on the 14th of November in the next, going to the 1st of December, Monday a week. But instead has hit 18.60 or higher. And every pullback, today's low is 15.97, it doesn't go much below that. In other words, it doesn't go, I would say, if it goes under 15.22, Yeah, just that it's not going to work. It's going to be having to retest that low. But if it holds well, that means it's starting to build up strength. But look at the weekly look at that candle from the high that was made. And then from last week into this week, we didn't take out the low of last week, did we? I don't think so. 1355, 1358. No, we didn't. So if we do take that out, that's a big negative. But if it can hold, look at the 9-period moving average so strong. That is really a good sign. So I'm just saying it needs a digestive phase. The IREN, we did not add back yet. We wanted to. We haven't yet. I should have added. But I thought, that was an ugly candle yesterday. I'm going to wait a little bit. And in fact, it's 76.87. We're in the 22s. I mean, we've got plenty of time. I don't mind getting in a little later. I don't mind buying higher highs if I've got all the technicals. But the technicals are still a work of progress. So I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, hold off. If you want to start a small position right here, fine. I don't think that's an issue. But you've got to be prepared to have some kind of a stop. Then now I can go back to what I was going to say. Look at the SMHs. SMHs scream to the upside. But where does it scream to? 372.78, I should type in the date. On the 29th of October, that was the high. So it's taken all this time, 25. It's taken all this time and we've gone down to the 329 area. So this is a very nice bounce, but look at this trend line resistance. So I'm just saying this is a work in progress. We don't have to go back to the low that was made 3 sessions ago of 329.12. Let me just put that in, 329.12. But definitely, I just don't see a sudden turnaround and everything's fine. I think there's still a lot of residual economic factors that we have to take in right now. It's really good that NVIDIA, now let's look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA screams up to what? A round number, 196.00 high today. The all-time high was 212.19 on the 29th of October. Same day as we were looking at, the SMHs. And it comes tumbling down. It still hasn't taken out the low that was made back in the 3rd, I think it was, of November. What was that? No, the 7th of November, it made a 178.91 low. A 178.91 has seen a rally up to the 200 level, a pullback down to the 180, then a bounce, and now three sessions ago, it went under 180. Now it's at 194.36. I'm just going to say this is really good action, but it would not surprise me if I can land up doing this in the weekly chart and saying, hey, this is what I'm looking at. Just over the very short term. I've drawn the candle. Candle goes all into 2026. I shouldn't do that. I should make it much, much smaller. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, a fabulous action. But it might be a little premature to say that NVIDIA has made a pretty decent sub-low at 178.91, and now it's going back to its all-time high of 212.19. It could. I'm just saying right now, there's a lot of work to be done for me to feel convinced. And look at the stochastic at 21%, not really participating. So I'm watching this. Weekly chart is still fabulous. Monthly chart is still fabulous. All right? Okay, got that out the way. Now let me do these. I don't even know where I stopped because I know I got carried away. Dow's up 675 at the upper end of the range. This is good action. That's the reason why I say to subscribers, let's wait. We don't have to do anything. We might even go long. I want to see what happens here. But we are still actually long from the April low. We've got a position in the small position left in the UDOW, which incidentally did split. But I'm going to keep all our positions in. I have to change the latest one in April, but all the other positions will be at the old price. Okay? That's just the way it is. All right. I think that's the way I'm going to keep it. Let's go on. S&P right now. S&P is up big. It is up 118 at 67.60. Very nice action. Gray leg A. This is good because the stochastic did turn around. Here's the other thing: the on-balance volume didn't get oversold. Look, the on-balance volume is still up in the higher range. That usually means that this is still part of another move, and it could still have a pullback. So I'm watching this very closely. Let's just change this trend line right here. Everyone, not everybody, but a number of people said, where would you consider it to be resistance? I'm going to go first to this one right here. From the high that was made at 69.20.34 on the 29th of October, not to the high that was made on the 12th of November, but the day before, the upper part of the candle, which turns out to be the body low. That's fine. Just I'd like to be a little conservative and say 67.94. In the next 3 days, 3 sessions, today's Thursday, going into Tuesday afternoon, if the S&P is above 6,800, that is very good action. All right? If it's below 67.37, then that's a bit of a problem. QQQ. Let's go. Oh, wow, time is just flying here. QQQ is up 12.77 at 612.62. MACD is still very weak. Relative strength is a little better. Stochastic's down at 20%. I don't know. I think this is more like a bounce, and then we have to have a retest. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
I'm just looking at the page and I always write everything that I want to do the next day, and then I get so many questions that I forget about. Okay, so let me show you here the 1 minute chart. We made a peak F right there at about 67.90, pull back all the way to 67.62 above the 200 period moving average. That was important. And now we made this cup formation, and I did a cup formation, but now you're starting to stall. If this stalls and it doesn't go above 67.90 in the next, I'd say 10 minutes, but instead takes out 67.73 support, that's going to say, all right, now we're starting to see from this 10-20 time frame into Steve's show, middle of Steve's show, there it is. There's your D, and your D so far is underneath that previous high, but it's still good. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm watching this very closely. So let's go back here. So I forgot to mention that. Thank you, Steve, and then more info for you, Basil. Cypher develops and operates industrial scale data centers in the United States. The newly announced US $5.5 billion 15-year lease with Amazon Web Services for 300 megawatts of AI-focused capacity is highly relevant to Cypher's expansion into advanced computing. Yeah, I think that applies to Iran as well. Iran, look, I wish they had a different name. It sounds like Iran, but it's not. It's Iran. Yeah, look at that now. It's expanded a little bit, the gains. It's up 7.29. And Cypher, I think, is doing the same. Let's just see for Cypher. Yep, it's also expanded. So this is the first. I have to wait for the close. But if it closes decisively above the 14-period moving average, if it could tag 18 by the end of the day, I'd be very impressed with that. And I'll say then probably that low that was made 5 to 4 sessions ago that's going to be your key support level to monitor. All right, so with that said, I was in the middle of the gold. I said gold is gone to gold. Oh, I said it's safe, right? Okay, so gold is trading up 3. So gold, as far as I'm concerned, gold is having a high-level digestive moment, what I call a high-level consolidation. And within that framework, you've got it just going sideways. If it takes out 39.70, somewhere around the 39.70 level decisively, that's going to be a problem because it's going to start to make lower lows and lower highs. But if it can hold and even bounce to the 41.10 level, I think that just continues a sideways move. So as I said, this 10-20 time frame, Eastern to 11, I'd even say 10 past 12, right? It's about an hour and a half. If it can go, we're going to see, because that's the moment where you're going to see now all the new people that have come in, the folks that are, this is the big money that doesn't trade, well, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but mostly they don't do the short-term trades. They're really looking at position. So I'll see whether or not we start to fail in that particular time frame. The GDX trading, same thing as gold. Doesn't always look exactly the same as gold, but it does. It's just stuck up 54 cents to 76.92. Silver, same thing, stuck but at a higher level, so it's a little bit better, more positive chart pattern. Look at the weekly chart, daily, weekly, monthly. Both of them are looking still pretty good. And silver made a new all-time high this month. That means the whole month of November, you have to wait for a full December that doesn't take out the high that was made recently to consider that it is a peak. Let's go on to high-grade copper. High-grade copper is trading down just a fraction, well, unchanged. Let's say $5. I want to go to crude oil just real quickly. Look at that crude oil, up 64. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin now, a lot of people, everywhere I was looking, everyone said, a major low in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to all-time highs. I don't see that at all. This is a very serious 127,750 double top high on the 6th of October. We're at 90. We've given back 30, I mean, 30 points? That's really a lot. Not only that, you've taken out all the supports. Now look, here's a chance that it tries to test the 200 period moving average of 77,000 at some point. But right now, I'm just saying, I mentioned that under 70,500, I'd be really worried. We still have our IBIT, which is the Bitcoin that we've got from ages ago, way down. I'd like to try to keep it as long as possible. We are giving up. Well, we took nice profits, but I'm giving up the little bit that's left. We're giving up gains, but I'm prepared to do that. I don't think that's an issue, to see if it can hold. Now look at this. You see how this arch over with these double tops. Have a look at this. This is a fascinating thing. What was I looking at? Yeah, look at Costco. Look at this double bottom, 871.71 back in April. Screams up to the 1,070-ish area, makes a double top there, comes back down, and what does it do yesterday? It goes to 873.97. 2 points, about 2 points away from that bottom that was made back in April. So these double bottoms are going to be really important to monitor. There was another one, double bottom, double. Was it triple M? No, it wasn't triple M. Oh, it was a double top. Look, here's a double top, 172.85 to 172.56 in triple M. But it's holding really well. It looks to me like it wants to make a W formation to try to get above that to start a leg C. And that'll be in the daily and leg E in the weekly. So there are some double tops and double bottoms. Monitor them closely. We've had a lot of them. IWM had this double top, 252.77, 244.98 was the high in November, plummets down to the 170 level, screams up and goes to 252.77 in October the 15th. And lo and behold, the same month, after pulling back quite sharply to the 240 level, it goes to where? It goes to 252.21. I should type that in, 252.21. And now it's taking a tumble, 252.21, and bam. It just double tops and it's down sharply. So today is having a very nice rally. It's rallying up 5.56 to 239. This is the IWM. And that's really important. Now, I wanted to show you something else. So to get that pink 9-period moving average to go positive, you would have to see the Russell 2000 small caps going to the 248, 249, 250 area to get that to turn around, and the MACD hasn't turned positive. That's the reason why I'm saying I'm treating this right now, and the Dow's up 700. That's cool, right? Very good. I'm treating this as a kind of internal low, and that there has to be a residual low. And as I say, that residual low could be higher. We don't even have to make it, but that's normally what we look for. And I'm going to be watching to see what happens next week. So the question came in just as we're going to the break. TGB, Taseko Mines, TGB trading up 11 cents at 458. It's in the higher level consolidation.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So I had a question, Basil, ASC, TK, and NAT, please. Where are these in the count? That's the Chapman wave notation. When should I start to worry? Thank you. That's peaky. So this is TK is TK Shipping, TK Core, ships crude, LNG. It made a peak D just the other day, just over 1050, and now it's just kind of digesting gains. It's 1039. There's a leg D in the weekly chart, and I'm calling this, it could be an alternate count, but right now I don't see any reason why I should change it. I'm calling it a leg B in the monthly chart, and that says in 2026 it should still be even higher because it's a monthly chart to go to a D, and in a buy mode, it's got things going for it. I'd worry if it started to drop below 950 and it held under 950 for 3 sessions. Give me a yell, we'll look at it together, but so far nothing to worry about. NAT, which is the one that I'm always talking about. I've had it on my list for my subscribers for a while. We don't have it. This is Nordic American, makes an all-time high back in 2023, up in the $4.70 area, comes tumbling down to just over $2, and now it's in, I've got this as an alternate count, E/C, a peak C, digesting gains, still looking very good. And that's the weekly chart. Also could be an instant restart in leg F. Usually I could say have 1, 2, 3, 3 bars, and I can put that in as an instant restart. When the 9 and 14 both cross the 200 period moving average very strongly, that's usually very bullish. I want to go to the monthly chart. It's in a leg B. Right there, leg B, that's your A, there's your B, and still very strong. Where would I worry about this one? If it takes out 355 and holds there for more than 2 out of 3 sessions, let's look at it, because then it's making some kind of a more significant, other than just a short, brief top. What was the other one? ASC, I think it was ASC. This is in alternate count, G/C in the daily, still very strong. It should pop above 1353 just for a moment and then maybe digest gains. Weekly chart, it says, yes, the 9 and 14 have crossed positive, but it's been struggling to make higher highs than it did back in September. But in the meantime, the thing to worry about is if it takes out the low that was made on the 5th of November, which is 1203, I'd say closing 2 out of 3 sessions below 12. give me a yell, we'll look at it together. But so far, it's acting very well. And this is in the shipping, Ardmore Shipping. Is it Ardmore Shipping? And the other one was Nordic and a Nordic American Tankers. Okay, next question. Oh, and then let me just finish up here with I didn't finish the TGB. This is Taseko Mines. I think it's holding very well. In fact, it's still on my buy list, potential buy list, because I think that copper will have a good rally into going maybe into 2026, but maybe in 2026 if the market is strong. So I'm watching this very close. A very inexpensive, it doesn't mean to say it's cheap, it's just inexpensive price-wise at $4.58, up 11 cents. But in the meantime, I've got it as double topping at $4.81, was it? $4.84 on the 9th of October. Tanks down to 366 on the 22nd of October, goes back to a peak G under the previous high, and it goes to that's where I remembered 481. 481 pulls back very sharply on an earnings disappointment, but I think the earnings are going to improve. So looking out, think of it this way. It's a high-level consolidation, and this is exactly what I'm looking at in terms of the weekly chart. It's just digesting gains, high-level breather after a fabulous move up. But if it starts to trade in the $4.89 to $5.03 area, that's a breakout, and I think that's going to be a breakout that takes it a lot. When it finally gets into the sixes, when it finally gets into the 550s, this thing I think is really going to take off. Right now, I think it's just digesting gains. Next question came in, Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla double topping, 488.54 back in, I think that was December. Yeah, December, the week of the 20th of 2024. Tumbles down to 214, more than cut in half on the 11th of week of the 11th of April. That was the 7th, I think it took off from 214.75. And what does it do? It goes to 474.04. So the three double tops. One is the major top from 2024. The other is this little minor top in the daily chart from 470.75, where it went from G/C to a new buy mode ABCD. And then what does it do? It goes to 474.07, and now it's digesting those gains. Is it having a very nice pop today, 426.79. So I haven't gone into it like some people do, and of course someone like a Ron Barron discussed it in great detail when he was talking about it when it was at this low in April. I'm buying, he says. In fact, we're going to add to it. He's got millions and millions of shares. And he looks at it as if it's not just a car company. It is a full-bodied within itself. It is a sphere within itself. It is in AI. It's just in everything. Batteries. It has not directly, but of course it has the SpaceX. It's got a lot. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying Tesla for America is the competition to Chapman. XPEN. Oh, am I going to just XPEV? There you go. XPEV. And I've said the double top-ish pattern that you've seen in Chapman, which is the Chinese smart EVs, etc., going from the 28 area way down to where it is now, 21, says this is starting to weaken. So I'm looking at Tesla, and I think it is a place that fund managers who have been interested before are putting money back because in the big picture, they have so much, and that's all I can say. So Tesla, on a very short-term basis, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up and down and up and down. So I wouldn't be surprised. The low today is 414. I wouldn't be surprised if it tests 412 by Tuesday of next week, maybe even Wednesday. But if it actually breaks into the 439 level, it's at 425 right now, and it moves so quickly, I've got to say that. If it goes to 439, into Tuesday, into the early part of next week, that is very positive. The monthly chart, the weekly chart is saying, hey, you need a digestive phase, but the 9 is way over the 14. Monthly chart says you should still get to a D about 488.48. That was the high of December of 2024, and that should go to a D. 488.49 starts a leg D in the monthly chart, and that's what I'm anticipating. So now we've had this period, an hour, I think, 10:20. We'll need an hour and a half, so we've only had 30 minutes. Let's just see where the E-mini is right now. So E-mini went to another peak D under the previous D and then popped to an E. Wow, in the 1 minute chart. Let me just update this. E, and pull back quite sharply from that. Sharply. What am I talking about? It's at 114.75. A 10, 12-point move isn't sharp. And now it's gone to a G. That's what I'm calling it right now. In the 5 minute chart, think daily, weekly, monthly, but it's 1 minute, 5 minute, and a leg E in the 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about this when we get back because it's really important. I'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So 2 things. One is I mentioned that I don't ever talk about the PEs and the earnings, etc. So let me just say that when I look at the Investors Business Daily, and these are stocks that are involved, I look at everything that they say. but I do look at the chart. To me, the chart is the most important thing in terms of the analysis. But in the big picture, for instance, I've spoken about this very often. I said Iran is one of the few in the area in this particular sector that has good earnings, very good earnings. So that to me is very important. So the question came in, would I be looking at FIX or CARR? Which one is the better for 2026? I spoke about this before. Comfort Systems USA manufactures, distributes instrumentation, fittings and valves, fluid control. I love this chart. I think it's great. Yes, it could pull back and retest the 830s. It's at 962 right now, 32. It's just breaking the falling axe formation resistance, but I like this one much better. CARR is I've followed this for years. This is very disappointing action. This is Carrier. Did I not type it in again? This is Carrier, HVAC Carrier Global. No, this one is acting very poorly. Otis, let me just, I had a question about that yesterday and I forgot about it. It's the same thing, very poor considering all the skyscrapers that are being built. So, very important. If the Dow, which is up 594 right now, actually gives back a chunk of the gains by 3 o'clock, I'd even say 1:30, but certainly by 3 o'clock, if we are only up instead of 596, we're up 265 or less, I'd say this is exactly what I was looking for, and I'm sorry, subscribers, we would have had a perfect entry for the shorts, but I had to be careful. As Dave White used to say, better to be out wishing you were in than in wishing you were out. So with that said, if the Dow makes a new all-time high by 130, that is really good action. So a little cautious right here, thinking this is a residual low, and we're waiting for an internal low, we're waiting for the residual low. Have a great day. Stay tuned for Steve Roach. Your wonderful show as always.